Another point to add would be on that break right there. And now if you're targeting the 4-hour open, what was your biggest aha moment while studying Bookmap and getting into it? And there's a lot of stuff to unpack with this, but let's go to the 1 minute here. Good morning, everybody, and happy Tuesday. Still not a single trade today. You can see over in the app account, we're sitting here with a zero P&L. We have $867,000 in our balance. Very happy with that. Getting closer and closer. We still got November and December to see if we can pump this up even more. What's a good direction to start learning order flow? Bring up the time in sales, bring up the depth of market, record your screen, write down on a notepad when happens in the market. Go back and rewatch and see if you notice anything. Do that for about 1.5 years straight and see if anything changes. When people are like, hey man, I'm trying to learn order flow. What's a good video to watch? It's the same thing I look at is like, I'm trying to master my backswing in tennis in about 3 minutes here. What's the video I watch that tells me how to do a perfect backswing in tennis? Or back shot. How do I do a perfect backswing? How do I drive the ball off the tee 400 yards every single time? What's the video I need to be watching, Rips? It's the same thing you're asking me. It's the exact same question, but you mix golf with order flow. Exactly the same thing. What was your biggest aha moment while studying Bookmap and getting into it? I mean, when things started making sense, when I was like in my head and I'm watching it, I'm like, hey, this looks like this type of pattern that I've seen before. And then it did the thing that I thought it was going to do. And I was like, wow, that's cool. That was it. I mean, having that happen more frequently is like, oh shoot, this is dope. Can you place trades through Bookmap? You can. I don't do it. I do not do it myself. Rips, I appreciate what you do. Even if I was a fraction as good as you, there is no way I would be able to deal with a 3-ring circus of idiots that ask the most ridiculous questions that no doubt come from Velcro. No, it's fine. I appreciate people's questions. It's totally fine. I do appreciate people's questions if they're genuine. I get it too, because you know, when I first started trading, I had absolutely no clue what the hell is going on. Absolutely zero clue. So I get it and I understand where they're coming from. Makes a lot of sense. We are looking at gold here, and it is kind of tearing down. It's selling off pretty heavily here. Question becomes is if it's going to break down of this volume shelf. Let's see, does it want to break down below and possibly trade down to these 39.20s? It feels like it does. If somebody leans on these 25s, I feel like, you know, it can actually, yeah, like that. Yes, precisely like that. Question becomes, does it hold below 39.25 now? If it does hold below 39.25, I think we visit that liquidity at 39.20. So some defense coming in there at 25, like at the tick, the exact tick. We're in no man's land of this volume shelf, so can be a little bit spicy down here. But if it does want to roll, I think this is the area that it's going to do it. You see they're pushing down lower below 39.25. I want to get through these prior peaks and valleys for this to make sense. See if it can bring the thunder chunking below that 39.25 and like really start hammering lower. That would be idealistic in my opinion. Who doesn't love a good thunder chunking, by the way? See if they can wipe this down lower here. I'll take that off. Got filled at 22.8 there. A nice little scalpacito. Puts me up on the day 57.50. So a nice little thunder chunking there from below the 30s. I do think a good target on this is the 20s, but I'd want to be out before then. I'm a front runner. Spreads are nice today, aren't they? 2 or 3 ticks. It's lovely. You can see all of this resting liquidity below the 20s too. A slam back down to even 15 makes some sense here. 39.23 MC level. Ah, somebody's paying attention. Why would I get out there? You're paying attention. I love that. Thank you for paying attention. That's why you got it smart, man. Rips, does it depend how far you scroll out on the volume shelf or how you use it? If you zoom out on a 1 hour time frame, volume profile moving towards the end of another profile more October. Thank you, great trade. Yeah, of course. I mean, it's all relative on what is your what's your trade idea? I'm scalping there. So I'm looking at the here and now, and I'm looking at the immediacy of where's the volume shelf end. We get some slips through that volume shelf. I try to not overcomplicate things. I mean, it's like there's not a lot of liquidity that was conducted there, so there's not going to be a lot of orders there, right? And by the way, I'm not trying to be a hero on that trade. If you watch the stream, 5750 is not like a monster trade here. Like we're not going big. We're not trading a monster trade. We're just going for some puntos. That's it. What constitutes a monster trade to you? I mean, a beautiful setup that I can really size into and really start hitting the gas when I'm in the profit. I like to pyramid into my trades. I like to add into pullbacks, which can be often conflated with dollar cost averaging. And I like to add into winners. I added into a winner on that trade. I like to add into winning trades. A monster trade doesn't have to be big size, but it certainly could be like a bigger move where I see what could potentially be coming and then being correct in that trade idea and getting confirmation and having follow through. Adding to a winner is hard for me anyway. The mentality of average position price getting worse. You have to really clear profit targets and confidence in your trade. Something you do so well and focus on. So, okay, before we were talking about this, one of the key things that you can do to increase your trading, like if your expectations, let me just draw this out. Okay, let me do it on this. Let's do this. So, and there's a lot of stuff to unpack with this, but let's go to 1 minute here. Let's just say you're a genius and you are prudent enough to open your trade up here. You're looking for confirmation here. You get two ads, one here, this wick back, big ads here, as long as the order flow is suggesting it. Another point to add would be on that break right there. And now if you're targeting the 4-hour open, that's pretty much your last ad because now you've reached the point of no return. Like that's no man's land right there because your stop should probably be somewhere around here. So it's not like you're adding unless, and this is where I said there's a lot to unpack, unless you are like trading big enough size where you're affecting the order flow. And again, this is only for real markets. This is not for prop firm traders. This is only if your orders are affecting the real market, which you're not going to trade that much size. And then you're like actively trying to push down knowing that those are kind of lost orders. And by the way, the more that you're filling up your bag on the way down, and this is again for you real traders out there, and it won't ever affect any of you because you're never going to trade enough size for it to matter. But like to unload your bag here, if you're holding 6,000 contracts into that, good luck, right? You're building up a position. This is one of the things when I first started trading, I didn't understand like how position size or anything mattered. And it's just like, wow, if you could just short 1 million contracts down to this move, right? Like all of a sudden you're just going to cover there and nothing's going to happen. It doesn't work like that. You can't take infinite size because to cover, the more you're filling up your bags. I learned this the hard way when I was trading small cap equities, when I realized it was like me and like 2 other algorithms trading this tape after one session. It was like very like deep. If you trade equities, you understand that equity markets close at 8 p.m. Eastern. I was trading this at like 7:30 p.m. FHFA housing price index just came out, by the way. Big pump in gold. Long story short, you can get if you're holding a big bag. Long story short. Wow, so pop in gold and in NASDAQ off of that. Interesting. And by the way, this is why I'm not a holder and hoper in my trades. And this is why I front run levels often. It gets me the hell out of business very quickly. That would have been nice to catch that long, but I didn't see that way. You can, but would be hit with major slippage. Yeah, but you're like, that's my point. It's like you can short that many, but then it's like you're not going to be profitable because your cover is going to be above your average. You know what I mean? Rose, can you give one example on how you calculate a big level, please? Are we talking about MC levels or just like key levels? Like MC levels, then those are calculated using options positioning. But if you're looking at just like scalping positioning, you're looking at recently visited levels.